Hi, it's Fifth Spoon Goods here. Today we're gonna be reacting to a Doris theory. Cue the intro.
Monsters. All that awaits you are incomprehensible horrors. Smiling mouths full of teeth and meat and plastic. This world is theirs now. Welcome home.
Alright, so we're here with Eliot. I think he's getting water right now. Hopefully he knows I'm recording. And yeah, we're gonna be watching the Roblox Doors video, and welcome to Swift Spoon Reacts. We haven't done a Swift Spoon Reacts in a long time, really, so. Also, just so you guys know, I've already watched this video. Eliot hasn't. Eliot, are you here?
Me when
I'm removing that from the video. Alright.
Nice.
So we're gonna watch. So Eliot hasn't watched this. I have. It's a banger. Alright, and we're gonna be pausing so that we can do our own theories also, and Chris, see if this is correct or not. So yeah. Is that figure? I'm not supposed to be figure.
I think it's supposed to be Joe.
Our figure dumps here.
Joe.
Hello, Internet.
Yo, Mama.
Welcome
One
to
sec,
Game
we're not
Theory,
doing
the show that
captions.
leaves
My bad.
no stone unturned and no door unopened. Oh.
I went through a door, though. The name of the game is Go Through Doors, and I went through a door.
Ah, yes, the smash hit Roblox game Go Through Doors. Love that one. Although, I actually think Matt had the right idea because it is now my turn to jump into the mysterious abyss that is Roblox Doors. A game set in an abandoned hotel where to win, you have to, get this, walk through doors. I know, shocking. Though, on the surface, it might sound pretty simple, things escalate pretty quickly. There's demonic entities that are trying to stop us, a homunculus made of flesh and bone known as the Figure that sabotages our only means of escape, and there's a bunch of extra rooms called the rooms. Yeah, they like to keep their naming conventions simple here. However, in the rooms, it no longer means you have 100 doors to go through, but 1,000. It's actually quite a challenge. Fortunately, through most of this, there's a mysterious blue sparkle that is trying to help us escape. This is Guiding Light, and they offer us advice when we die, show us the path during the chase sequences, and offer us tools like the crucifix to stop entities dead in their tracks. We believed in previous theories that Guiding Light was the one manipulating the halls of the hotel
Like an
into the
angel.
random arrangement you encounter in each run, confusing and trapping the entities within. Sadly though, they aren't able to help us all the time. Once you enter the rooms, their power fades. But there is a similar yellow light entity waiting for us. They're just less helpful. We learn that this spirit is named Curious Light, although their name leaves a little to be desired, as they don't seem as much curious as they do aloof. They refuse to give us hints, and yet they want us to keep trying. Here's the
I definitely didn't associate this. I'm like, what the heck is Roblox Doors going in this direction? MatPat thought Curious Light was the devil.
Hey.
So I think he confirms that that's not true in this theory, just so people.
Yeah, just like I think. No, this is just a different angel.
Yeah.
Different
Thought
angel.
maybe give
Well,
me a
he
hint and I'll do
confirmed
better
something
next
else.
time. Curious
Sounds
Light's
really
actions
good.
don't seem to make a lot of sense. That was until I played the latest update, known simply as the Backdoor Update.
So if you guys don't know, this is the Roblox Hunt update.
We suspected that Curious Light was actually trying to escape the rooms, with the final door leading to a bunch of other open doors floating in a void. Other dimensions, as proven by the appearance of Bob the Skeleton, who is actually from an entirely different Roblox game, and whose name tag we can find in the rooms. It felt like Curious Light wanted access to this room in order to escape and explore more worlds, and it seems like we were right, because in Backdoors, Curious Light is back, no longer stuck in the rooms, and this time they are actually trying to help us. We've got a new speedrun challenge on our hands, as we've got to go from door -50 to door 0 in just 1 minute.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
hard.
not a lot of time. It's almost as if they don't want us snooping around for lore. But fear not, friends, even with the dreaded time limit, I was able.
I think it's actually 2 minutes. I don't
Yeah,
actually.
it's 2 minutes.
I think he made a
But
mistake.
you
Cover the
did.
secrets this little update had for us, how
But
it connects to
it's
everything
not
we know
much
so
time.
far, and what it could mean for the Floor 2 update that's coming soon.
Yeah,
So
mines.
grab your vials of starlight and drink up, theorists. We're about to unlock even more door lore. That was right. That is satisfying to say. A cool detail to kick us off with is how you access the back door
This is actually unrealistic. I
update
think.
inside the game itself. Much like the main game, you stand in an elevator and it will take you to the first floor of your next
look what
run.
he
In
says
this
here.
case, door -50. However, you can't just walk straight into this new elevator. If you're new to doors, you'll find that the back door's elevator is blocked by a barrier of yellow light. At this point, if something glows yellow, we know it has to be related
So I can prove that this is wrong right here. I don't know what he was doing. Let me get on Roblox real quick. Help me on Roblox too. And get on doors. I'll show you that this is, I think, fake. I haven't. He says here that you have to get it. You have to be. Can you go through this?
Hold on, it's just everything's loading a bit. Requires detour. I do
it's-
have detour.
That's what it says.
Yup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Requires the word. It requires detour.
So yeah, that's what he says here. It has to require. It does have to require detour. Where's detour? But what I was basically saying is that it doesn't have to require A1000, which he says in the video. I think. Let me see.
to
It requires
matching
detour.
their yellow sparkles and death screens from the rooms. Sure enough, if you unlock the achievement completing the rooms, the first place we encounter Curious Light, and head back to the lobby, you'll
See, so it's a little inaccurate.
Yeah.
So it's just if you go into the door. So just to make that clarify.
find the back door's elevator is suddenly open to you. Curious Light was stuck in the rooms, but now he's been freed by us completely.
So this is. I don't want to be rude to Tom here, but I feel like this is good reasoning. But this is what he's saying is totally inaccurate.
That final door, allowing him to escape into the hotel's version of the back rooms. That act alone seems
Because, yeah. So it has to be when we enter the rooms he can get out somehow. Because detour is just entering the rooms. So I don't know how that works. So this is inaccurate right here.
to have given Curious Light a change of heart. In the past, Curious Light didn't seem interested in helping us escape.
I usually don't give out hints.
And yet, in this new update, they seem to be doing exactly that. When dying from haste, the entity that comes when the timer runs out, Curious Light will say this.
I've given you a method to add more time to the clock, though. You're welcome. Look around for the levers I placed for you. They can be anywhere.
They're referring to the levers that you find around the back doors map that add time back to your clock, sometimes even up to a full minute. Without those, you literally cannot beat this new update. Plus, not only have they added a way to give you more time, but much like Guiding Light, they've also added an item to help us out, one that can regenerate our health and help us move faster. This item is called Vial of Starlight. It's yellow, and the primary symbol inside the vial is a star, which matches the sparkles we've seen from Curious Light. Curious Light has given us the only method available to beat this dang update, completely changing their attitude towards us. But why the change? Because being in the rooms felt hopeless. It was 1,000 doors. There was no way anyone could win, so why bother? They wanted to escape, but they just didn't see it happening. Until it did. We beat the rooms and let Curious Light out into the basement.
I can't. It's so hard proving Tom wrong. This is completely inaccurate, this party thing right here. It's just,
Yeah.
Of the hotel.
because you can't, because we don't release him, because we release him when we go into the rooms, not actually when we go out. So
Hell,
Yeah.
suddenly there was a chance. If we can do that, if we can beat 1,000 rooms, what else are we capable of? What else could we help them achieve? And so they've perked up, realizing that we might be able to help them get what they want. And what is it they want? Well, if you do manage to get to the end of the back doors, you'll find a final door marked 0000. Proceeding through this door starts a short cutscene where the door
Oh, me and Eliot were thinking that someone was gonna do a speed run, which was wasn't it -50 to 100?
Yeah.
Someone did it even crazier. They did -50 to A1000 to 100 in one run.
Break open with a yellow light, and suddenly you are back in the hotel lobby with an empty door frame behind you, covered in yellow cracks and Curious Light's symbol. Last time, it seemed like Curious Light wanted to access multiple realities, with all those different doors floating in the void in room A1000. But now, he seems determined to get into the main hotel. They've once again used us to open a door that they can't open themselves, and we've led it straight to their desired destination. He even leaves a bottle of Starlight, a larger version of the vials we've been collecting, as a sort of thank you before we enter the final door. However, while I've been suspicious of Curious Light and their motives, there was something else in this update that gave me pause. When you die, Curious Light gives you breakdowns of the entity that killed you, like they did in the rooms, but their tone has once again changed. In the rooms, they didn't really have a name for anything, they just said things like,
I'm not too sure on what to call it. You could just call it A60, I don't know.
but now they're offering more solid opinions.
That one. You could call it the Look Man if you like. That's what I call it.
He does have names for these things. He's actually giving you his attention, except for one specific entry. One of these new entities is called Blitz, which is a modified version of Rush from the main game. But if you die to it, Curious Light says
really
this.
Oh, one of my favorites. She said we could call that one Blitz.
Who is she? We've never encountered a but whoever she is, Curious Light seems to recognize her authority.
Sure.
He doesn't question her, he just tells us exactly what he's been told. No opinions, no wisecracks, just direct answers. And if this she is telling Curious Light about the entities, is she the one behind everything, pulling the strings? I've got some good news for you theorists, because I believe we know who this character is, and it all comes down to this symbol and this painting. This symbol is the binding circle that appears when using the crucifix on an entity. We've examined this before and broken down the different parts
What he's basically saying is this is guiding light symbol. It's that moon.
the
thing.
circle to figure out exactly what it's doing. Like the Star of Solomon in the middle that became associated with the occult and demons, which makes sense when it literally traps the demonic entities we find throughout the hotel. But there's one part that we didn't talk about, the ring of symbols around the Star of Solomon. These
Yes, it's
symbols
cool.
are wingdings, and if you convert that text to a normal English font and then run it through a Caesar cipher, you'll get the message, one of the three architects marked by celestials assists you. Given that this is on the binding circle when using a crucifix, an item that glows blue and traps the entities in a blue light, I think it's pretty safe to say that the architect it's referring to is
It's
Guiding
Guiding
Light.
Light, yeah.
Until now, we've been referring to Guiding Light as an angelic being, due
It's
to
an
the sword-bearing
architect.
angel statue in the courtyard, as well as other religious imagery. However, we did get this tweet from one of the developers saying, the crucifix indoors does not mean the game is going in a religious direction at all. And this translation of wingdings would certainly suggest that too, with Guiding Light not being an angel, but an otherworldly being known as an architect. But does that mean that using religious imagery to figure out the lore of this game is immediately debunked? I don't
No.
think so. Firstly, other than terminology, it feels like we were kind of on the right track with Guiding Light. We suspected Guiding Light was an angel twisting the halls of the hotel to trap the demonic entities. An architect is someone who builds and designs buildings, so Guiding Light being named an architect makes sense as they are the one changing the building. We may not have been right about the terminology used for Guiding Light, but we ended up at a similar conclusion
Yeah.
because we found some religious influence. And that
That's like
word
a nature
influence is
recording.
important because what I showed you isn't the full tweet. It continues. It will remain mostly secular other than inspiration and will be all original. The developers aren't denying that they're taking inspiration from religion, just that it's not inherently a religious story. And here's the thing, we actually see this religious inspiration through the binding circle translated text.
Yeah.
One of the three architects marked by celestials assists you. It implies there are beings above the architects that give them power in some way. They are marked by them. These beings are referred to as celestials. This word is often used to mean something up high, and in astronomy it refers to things in space, like the term celestial body. But celestials derive from the Latin word caelum, meaning heaven, and was originally used to refer to heavenly beings or angels. So while Guiding Light and Curious Light might not be angels themselves, we might be encountering some otherworldly beings at some point, the celestials. The space theme continues when we have a look at the painting we can find on floor 60. This floor is where we find the secret passage to the rooms, where Curious Light resides, and it's the only place where this painting appears. The image is named Space-Time, which again seems to be referring to the spacey, otherworldly themes that we've already talked about, especially when you take a look at the symbols. The one in the center matches the yellow sparkle we've seen representing Curious Light across the
Here's the thing, is that it really looks like he's making up these symbols. I'm not sure if he is, but if you go to back to the painting, the original painting, where are these symbols?
That's crazy.
So I'm not, again,
Take a
gonna
look at the
debunk
symbols.
this.
The one
But like, where are they in the original painting?
The otherworldly themes that we've already talked
You know, I can't find. Maybe this is the moon one, or maybe this is the red one. But like,
about, especially when you take a look at the symbol.
it's definitely a lot easier to see here. He is also right about this. It does show the blue and the red ones. Okay. And the red one is clearly the modifier, and the blue. Okay. So I just don't want to again. But yeah.
The one in the center matches the yellow sparkle we've seen representing curious light across the various rooms and doors. It also matches the symbol found in the vials of starlight provided by curious light. In the top right corner, we have a blue crescent moon. Now, if the center symbol is meant to be curious light, then it would make sense for the blue symbol to be guiding light. It guides us through the hotel with a blue light, and when we use the items gifted to us by guiding light, like the crucifix, the symbols that banish the entities are also blue. And would you look at that? At the center of the binding circle is a symbol, a crescent moon, the same symbol that appears in the painting. This is the symbol of guiding light, one of the 3 architects. And with there being 3 symbols on this painting, I have a sneaking suspicion that means curious light is also another one of these architects. But there's one more symbol in this picture. In the bottom right corner, there's a red symbol that you might not be
also this guy. So,
this
in
guy.
the bottom right corner, there's a red symbol that you might not be familiar with. This symbol only appears in the game when you add modifiers. Essentially, modifiers are designed to make the game more challenging,
and I
but
want
in
to
turn,
test
you
this,
get higher
because this video is kind of a little fake, I feel like, because I want to test some of these.
rewards. They can do things like make the floors more slippery, give you less health at the start of the game, and make entities move faster or appear more frequently. When you activate modifiers, this red symbol appears on the screen, the same red symbol that's in the painting. Given there are no other symbols on this painting, this has to be our 3rd architect that the crucifix wingdings told us about, the one that Curious Light is referencing when it says she.
She said we could call that one Blitz.
Suddenly,
This
light
part makes sense. He doesn't
from
explain this, but the reason that it's only Blitz is because, like he said, Blitz is a modified version of Rush, right? It goes back and forth, right? So the only way you could do that is with a modifier.
This light makes sense. This new architect knows Blitz's name because modifiers are literally able to change the behavior of the entities in the hotel. She has power over them. She can make them more aggressive, and what's worse, she seems to have power over the other architects. There's a mod that literally deactivates guiding light from Seek's chase sequence, making that challenge much harder. If you die during the main game with modifiers active, guiding light will not appear on the death screen to help you out. And then if you reach door 60,
I'm not sure about that.
Will be unable to
This
enter
one looks
the room.
real fake to me. I kind of want to test this. No, oh, he is right. He is right. It is blocked off.
It is
Okay, we'll test it
blocked
after.
off to you by this mysterious red force, the same color as the force of this final architect. She is the most powerful architect we've encountered, able to control the entities within the hotel and alter the hotel itself, overriding any control Guiding Light has. She is so powerful that Curious Light doesn't question her or her authority. That makes her a scary force to deal with, and I have a feeling that we're going to be dealing with her a lot more in the coming update. We've been waiting patiently for the Doors Floor 2 update, but back in October, we
That's
finally
basically
got
all that's important. No, oh, he is right. He is right. It is blocked off. Oh, and he is also right about this. It does show the blue and the red ones. Okay. And the red one is clearly the modifier, and the blue. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Goodbye.